Hello?
Yo, dude.
What's going on?
I was alright until 10 minutes ago.
Oh no, what happened?
I'm trying to do some Bitcoin nonsense, and it doesn't work. I'm completely logged out.
Hmm.
Fucking annoying.
What do you think's going on with Bitcoin lately?
I think I'm logged out my account, and I can't get in. That's what I think.
Like permanently
If I
or
sent you a, if I sent you a video of what's going on, you'd fucking cry.
that's no good. Me and a friend were talking about it the other day, and we were like, I don't know. We think it's gonna bottom out.
Why?
It looks like it's doing too good. What
Let
comes
me just quickly.
what comes up must go down. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it bottom out completely, but there's gonna end up it's doing really, really, really well. And like, I think it's just at the point where it's like, if you aren't in on it, you're kind of too late as far as big investments. And I don't know. That's just generally what happens with any of the cycles. If you get a rapid rise up, eventually it evens out.
Well, all I've done is I've done those trading sites. I gave them 50 Bitcoin, and they give you 1% a day. Apparently, it's not a scam, which I'm sure it's not. But in order to withdraw my money, I need to verify my mobile. I can type in any number that's wrong, and it will accept it. But if I type in what my mobile number actually is, then it won't accept it.
That's weird.
It's not weird, it's fucking suicidally depressing. Like any other number, it will accept. Like 11111111111, it'll accept that, no problem. But if I actually want to put in my actual number, right, it got my under 5 attention, I'm going to get rid of that.
Alright.
But yeah, that's just going to be on my mind now. So I've just lost 50 euros, I reckon, on that.
That sucks.
Fuck's sake, Jamie.
So, have you
That's like half my Bitcoin wealth. That's half my total.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Where I feel like there's so much news. Where to start? There's news and there's drama and there's more news and there's conspiracies and.
Get rid of JFK first, I reckon.
All right. You know what? I think the craziest thing about the JFK files and what it shows and what we know about it already. You have all
that Hitler's still alive.
Well,
got a photo of him
well,
sat there.
not still alive because the mainstream media is attacking Infowars. He was still alive back then, not currently. It's for some reason that distinction has to be made, I guess. But not only that, but that you have the social justice warriors, the postmodernists, and all of them saying that there's this white supremacy seeded through America systemically and everything, and that it permeates all aspects of every institution. And it's like, no, but these files do say that LBJ was the primary culprit as per French and Russian intelligence and all these other, agencies. And then you have it also say that they think he was a former Klans member in Texas. You have that they know that Hitler escaped. We know the Bushes were tied into this. Bush became the head of the CIA. Bush's family was in with the Nazis. So it's almost like there really was a coup d'etat with the Klan and Nazis to overthrow JFK. And then we know what LBJ did to black people and everything. There is a legitimate white supremacy conspiracy in the JFK files that no one is really talking about or even identifying that it's what all these people are looking for. The racist white supremacy conspiracy is there in the JFK files. We know it with Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood Black tweeted out the other day,
Oh yeah, I saw that, yeah.
it's safer for black women to have abortions than babies. I mean, like, it's there. This conspiracy's here. But no one wants to acknowledge it. It's mind-boggling.
Also, if you go on Google and type Bill Ayers, his name turns up.
Oh, is he? What's he in the news for?
No, he's in the JFK files.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, if you type in Bill Ayers and JFK files, and you can see his name turns up. And that kind of fits in what you're saying, that socialist sort of movement to get in. Yeah, I was really surprised to see Bill Ayers' name in there. And then you had, but he was one bullet went through the throat from the front.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big argument going on with that. The biggest shocker for me was that Hitler's still alive.
But they've been saying that. I was surprised there was a photo. That's what I was surprised about.
I'm surprised that isn't like news of the decade.
Right? Well, I don't know. I feel like they just sort of you'd expect the left to jump on it with all their Nazi this and Nazi that and the Nazi fanaticism, but they really aren't. They don't even care.
Probably might have kids running around, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember Cans told me once he saw some video of someone from in Germany or speaking at the UN who I think said they were like a descendant of Adolf or whatever, and like.
Well, at least it's in the right place.
I haven't been able to find the clip, but I'm pretty sure there is someone out there who's a kid of his, and they're already in a government position, like with the UN.
And they had Robert Kennedy and John Kennedy fucking Marilyn Monroe at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't know, I can't remember what else was in there. The Bill Ayers thing really stood out.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't pick up more coverage, the whole JFK thing. I guess there wasn't so much in there as what people were expecting.
I mean, it was just, I think it was a lot of confirmations. You know, it was confirmations of a lot of conspiracies.
Oh yeah, they had that one document where they said they'd be happy to blow up a passenger plane.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, they said they'd be happy to launch a false flag.
But I mean, I feel like that's the thing. They can't acknowledge it because it's going to confirm all these conspiracy theories and give credibility to people that the mainstream media often tries to discredit.
Right, I'm going to give you my full attention now. I'm going to come off this Bitcoin. I'm just clicking on it all the time.
Alright.
Come off it now. Fucking assholes.
What's your what do you think about the continued implosion of Hollywood? You got Kevin Spacey. I see now Danny Masterson from That 70s Show. 4 women accused him of violent rape.
Well, 4chan is saying that Podesta tried to leave the country and has been arrested. And part of his arrest deal that his lawyer secured was not going public till Tuesday or Wednesday that he's actually been arrested.
Wow.
And you've had all these princes, Saudi princes arrested today. Quite a few of them. Saudi Arabia outs ministers, arrested princes and former officials in anti-corruption sting. And all those princes were tied into the Clinton Foundation. I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah, but if you go on 4chan, it's saying Podesta's been arrested, and not just him. There's been lots of high-level paedophile arrests, and part of their sort of plea bargain, I guess, is that their names aren't going to be made public.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'd seen Joe Biggs also post about it, that it's a rumor floating around. I mean, we know they were starting to look into them, and I guess that's who's tied in. Yeah, the thing tied in with Mueller's, Manafort, and all the other indictments. I mean, that's the thing, and I don't think people realize that. What you see going on in Hollywood, it's almost mirrors of one another, with the politics and the Hollywood, where both are sort of collapsing in on each other, and the common thread between the two is the pedophilia, the abuse, the real dark aspects of whatever this is, this monster we're dealing with.
Now, what we should do, we need to start a business. You can go on Facebook and have like a Shopify account and then spam people with adverts, like buy my t-shirt. We should do It's Okay to Be White t-shirt. I don't know if
Milo did.
Are you joking?
No, Milo already did.
Oh, what a dick.
Yeah.
Well, we can still do it, can't we?
Yeah, sure.
Do you reckon we'll make some money off that?
Probably at this rate.
It's okay to be white.
Yeah, I saw 4chan is responsible for that as well.
Well, I got like, oh yeah. Well, get on to it. I got like a month ban, 30-day ban.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And what was it for?
I posted a meme. Like
Oh yeah. The all live splatter. Yeah, I looked it up.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny. Can you believe I got blocked for that?
Yeah, that's a little much.
Days.
I wonder if that had to be reported or if they just have an algorithm that...
It happened within like 2 seconds of me posting it.
That's probably an algorithm then.
Can we just have a minute's silence for my 50 Bitcoin, or 50 euros of Bitcoin?
Yeah, sure.
Should we just have a minute's silence? It's gone. It's died.
I don't know. Hopefully it works itself out.
I might get it back. I've sent them a support ticket saying, "Can you fix my fucking account, please?"
You know what I want to bring up, because I think it's gossip stuff, but I think it's kind of fascinating how it's all sort of happened this way. But I don't know if it's just me. Like, did anyone else notice? And it's because some of it, I think Candace Owens kind of muddied the waters by the skeptics being able to spin what she was saying about there being a funded attack. But, like, it seemed like within a 2-week period, everyone from InfoWars was under scrutiny from the right. Where, like, well, I mean, you had Roger Stone banned off Twitter. Then you had all the skeptics and Tree of Logic going after Candace Owens. You've had Laura Loomer be accused of all sorts of craziness, of creating fake news and everything like that. Then you had the NAMBLA Mike Cernovich sign that ended up being fake news that they're accusing Posobiec of planting there. And just all sorts of... I'm trying to think who else was roped into it. There's someone else. But, I mean, there was just a large amount of, like, infighting going on. And Lauren Southern did a video on it. Just talking about, like, how it is good to point out the bad elements within your groups. Like, I think Laura Loomer, she's a problem. Her I'll come out and say that about. I think she occasionally does some good work, but her behavior's problematic.
I thought she was pretty good on the Las Vegas day.
Yeah. She was.
Yeah, I don't really follow her that much. I thought you would have been all over that, the white OK sign. But with that, what happened? With what you just said, what happened with the 4th of November? That riot was supposed to kick off.
I think it turned out to be a total dud. That's what it's looking like. I haven't even seen any headlines about anything getting smashed up or anything. Like, I saw pictures of, like, the starting point of it in New York, and they were just piles of signs. Like, they had way more prep than people who showed up.
Even putting that giant sign in the New York Times?
Yep.
Because I thought it'd kick off. I didn't think it would kick off on the 4th. I thought it'd kick off, like, today. So it's normally, like, Anonymous do their march, don't they? Million Man Mask March, or whatever it's usually.
Oh, the 5th of November, yeah.
I haven't even seen any of that going on, really. I'm just going to check now. Because if it is going on, like, R2 would be following that.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, the big thing that happened was New York was a bit like Groundhog Day, as far as Europe's concerned.
Yeah. And, that's actually the thing that ties into what I'm saying about Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer, after that... Again, I think she had great contributions with the Las Vegas thing. But, like, she took a picture of these 2 women walking across the street in hijabs, and it's just like, can you believe them? They're rubbing it in people's faces, this, and that. And it's like, no, Laura, those are just 2 people walking across the street. Like, you are trying to make something out of nothing. And it's like... It belittles the actual attack, I feel like, when people take it to that level.
We had the same thing here. Like, I was around my mate's house when it happened with that jihadist mate we talked about.
Yeah.
And as soon as it happened, he was, like, trying to explain how jihad is misunderstood. Do you know what jihad really means?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? And that's what, I mean, what's going to happen in New York? Because no one's really saying anything about Islam, are they?
No.
It seems to be like trying to be covered up that this guy was no one knew he was going to do it, and
well, I
the
did
mosque was meant to be really controversial mosque, and yeah.
The day afterwards, I feel like I did see that you had them looking for a second suspect, and I don't know if he was apprehended or anything like that, but I know there was mentions of it. Yeah. Oh, they did?
Yeah. But if you come to England now, on my high street just down the road, we've got all these concrete bollards up, so you can't attack the Christmas market.
Yeah. I think they're trying to do that in New York too now.
It's just depressing.
Yeah. It's really, it's, well, and I've, you of course saw people like, who's the one, Joy something or other, she was trying to run cover for it, being like, anyone who wants to say that this attack has to do with Islam, we're not gonna have that here, New York doesn't buy into that Islamophobia stuff. It's just like, yeah, of course. Like, before anyone can even criticize the ideology, it goes into that. And it's so crazy.
That's all we had for the whole UK press. Like, they didn't mention Islam, and they just said, we hope America doesn't get Islamophobic. And they should really look at, that white guy who killed all those people at Vegas. But what's interesting is you managed to get the guy's name and a motive from that attack within like a couple of minutes, but yet you still don't know fuck all about the Vegas attack.
Yeah. Yep. So, alright, got the JFK files, talked about the drama. I'm trying to think what else has been... You know what the problem is? I feel like my brain gets so cluttered with like fake news, like or not even fake news, but news out of nothing, where like Trump's going on a trip now and the press is all like, he might meet with Putin while he's there. 1 dead, several injured in party bus shooting. That sounds like a good party.
Have you come across like the 5G technology?
I saw some stuff about it early on when Trump got into office, and how I think Kushner was heavily invested in that and RFID and all of that stuff. And supposedly it's awful for your health.
Yeah, well, apparently it rebounds off the frequency. Like, you've seen the experiment before where if you get a tuning fork and you hit it and put it next to another tuning fork, it like triggers off the other one.
Yeah.
So like all the frequencies sort of bounce off each other. They're saying that these frequencies are going to really reprogram our DNA to quite a degree.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd seen that stuff early on.
Are you worried about that, or?
That's why. Yeah, I mean, I don't like any of that shit. My house now has one of the fucking smart boxes on it, and it's part of why I think everyone I live with is so nuts all the time.
Yeah, I think it affects my little brain.
It's like, when Prince, like, came out talking about the chemtrails, and he was like, you have these neighborhoods, and, they fly over the sky one day, and next thing you know, everyone's fighting, and you can't even find a reason why no one gets along anymore. I feel like that all the time, where it's like, between the people I live with and just a lot of the people I encounter, like, people are just, I don't know. Irritable all the time. Irritable.
Short attention span, like you're saying it on Facebook, like everything's a meme now, and everything fits into these like nice little packages all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
and when things don't, it's I actually, a friend of mine was talking to me the other day. There's this kid that added me back on Facebook. He's like a leftist teacher friend of mine from hardcore shows who lives in Vermont, and he'll post some shit that will just be outright stupid, and I'll comment back, and then it always goes to this dynamic where I'll say something, he doesn't even respond to what I'm saying. Like, he posted something yesterday saying, it's amazing that in 2017 you can't even have a debate about how bad Nazism is without someone accusing you of virtue signaling. And so I went to him and I said, you know, it's funny, I just saw Owen Benjamin and Dave Rubin talk about it, and that's because Nazism being bad, like slavery being bad, is a given. The only reason to be saying Nazism is bad is to virtue signal. Everyone knows Nazism is bad, and if you think otherwise, you're not even self-aware. So his response to that was something like, well, we obviously need, you know, agencies like the NAACP for white people then, and there are people holding white people. And I'm like, a friend of mine over like looking onto this said, why did you add this guy back? Like, he doesn't even respond to what you're saying. Like, I mean, it's just, there's no correlation between his original remarks, how I responded to it, and then his reply, because if it's not packaged in one of those little boxes, and then to make it even worse, then he goes and he'll start making comments like, well, you see, I try to keep some of these right-wing crazy people around so I know their opinions. And I'm like, here's a video of a whole bunch of rappers endorsing Donald Trump. Like, your whole idea that Donald Trump is nothing but a lifelong racist, like, this denies 30 years of public knowledge. You have no idea what you're talking about. And I mean, there's a mile long of just postmodernist babble about nothing. And I just see it all as knee-jerk conversations. Like, everyone's conversations are programmed into them. And it's just, there's these few trigger words, and they just have these knee-jerk responses. And if you say something that they don't have a response to, they'll just pull a response out of anywhere, and it won't even make sense. Facebook has destroyed people's minds.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better than me, because I don't even bother debating them anymore, because you basically summed up what I have to put up with. And Sandra, she's addicted to Facebook now. Like, she can't get off it.
Yeah. I don't know.
She's on it like 10 hours, 20 hours a day.
I do a lot more on Twitter lately. You know, Lionel from Lionel Media has this saying where he says, Facebook is for narcissists, Twitter is for exhibitionists. And that's how I feel about it. Like, when I'm on Twitter, I feel like I'm actually talking to people. When I'm on Facebook,
you lose people quickly in Facebook, because since they get in these groups, the groups are private. And then their friends, everyone gets blocked so easily that you just end up in this massive echo chamber.
Yeah.
And then you literally start believing the wildest and wildest of stories without really even checking them out. Because you end up in this massive vacuum of just an echo chamber.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to delete my account pretty soon.
Yeah, and then like I said, I have people then pointing to me, virtue signaling with me, basically, as, look at this guy, I'm not in an echo chamber. Look, he's nuts, but I keep him around so that I'm not in an echo chamber. That's what they're telling themselves. And it's like, oh yeah, you're all denying reality and circle jerking each other. Bravo. The funnier thing is it's white people, and I can post a video of like 15 rappers talking about how Donald Trump is the greatest thing walking, and I'll just be like, now, your white ass, please explain to me how all of these rappers can't see that this guy's a lifelong racist, but you know it. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it has been, to be honest, it's been dead quiet in the news in general. The only other thing you obviously had was Prince William being a dickhead, telling everyone there's too many people on the planet. But I'm coming to a controversial decision in my life. I'm thinking about completely giving up with the news, you know, and following it.
You know, I did it for a while, and I feel like I was that way after 9/11, where I just didn't care anymore. And like, I knew Bush sucked, but I didn't think, you know, much of it until I saw Zeitgeist, and then I was like, oh my god, I should be paying attention to this type of stuff. And that's when I sort of started to wake up, but I still bought into the Obama, you know,
Yeah, I did in 2008, but by 2012 I'd figured it out.
Oh yeah. Um, and I mean, that's the thing. And then you also had people trying to put that idea forth about Obama or about Trump, that Trump was, because in a lot of ways, I made some predictions where I was like, you'd have to have someone with a bigger cult of personality than Obama. You would have to have this. You'd have to have that. And Trump met all those requirements. But I'll tell you, it still doesn't seem like he was planted in there or part of the narrative. Or, I mean, unless if this is all some massive unveiling where at the end of it we're going to be watching movies on daytime cable with grown men fucking 7-year-olds and stuff. Like, if this is all the N.W.N.N unveiling it somehow, and somehow it all ends up normalized at the end of this, I can't see it happening, but stranger things have. I think Trump was a curveball. I mean, in a lot of ways, if he is, I'll tell you, at the end of 8 years, he might be like Jesus Christ, Donald Trump. Like, because...
Well, forget, I mean, the 8 years. I mean, we've got 3 years. What are Democratic Party going to do? Because, I mean, you see them doing it, but you kind of think, is it all just an act? That they're going to have to throw Hillary under the bus. They're actually going to throw her under the
They
bus.
are!
Yeah, they have to.
You been seeing the memes? People are like showing guys searching under their cars for bombs, and they're like, Donna Brazile going to get milk. Like, Donna Brazile just imploded the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders is going to be it next time around. It's going to be Trump versus Bernie. That's scary in a lot of ways, but that's what it's going to end up being. Ben Shapiro's already called that.
No, it won't be. Bernie will be too old. It's 4 years' time. No way.
I don't know. I think he will.
I think it's going to be Michelle Obama.
People are saying that too.
Like, who else can I put in there? Bush will obviously have a go, but he won't get anywhere.
Yeah.
And yes, you stick. I mean, is it really going to come down to like Kanye West or? Yeah, but
you had The Rock. The Rock came out and said that.
Yeah.
And Jesse Ventura said that he would join The Rock. So, I don't know.
I can see it, man. Like, it is turning into idiocracy pretty quickly. Or Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, you had that guy as governor of California, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. California.
Seriously, what's it going to be like in 4 years' time? Like, I'll just be honest. The reason I'm probably not with it at the moment is I'm sure I've got post-traumatic stress disorder. From the news and news and stuff.
I mean, I'll tell you, with the terror attacks and being on an island and all of that, I don't know how you, Jack, Tommy Robinson, and all of you aren't in a fucking mental ward somewhere just shaking. Like,
I think Tommy's close.
I don't know how he does it. I mean, that guy's a warrior.
Yeah, it's tough as fuck.
But you know what it is? Hold on.
Like, that's the thing. When you've got real British people, we used to be tough as fuck.
Well, and I was going to say this.
Tommy was a pussy a couple of years ago. And now it's tough as fuck. Like, even I'm considered tough now because men are just not men anymore.
You know what I was gonna say, and it's part of like me and my friend Brett were talking about it, and we were saying that we got it from growing up in an inner city school district where it's like you're in a classroom, and next thing you know, like 2 people could be like shanking each other in front of you, and there's nowhere to run. And it burns out the flight mechanism where it's like you no longer have fight or flight, you just have fight. And it's like that's how I feel like in a lot of circumstances where it's like the idea of retreat just isn't plausible. It's swinging. That's all it is. And it's like that's what I feel like has happened to some of you guys in Britain where you're just like there's nowhere to run. We're on an island. I mean, yeah, I could move, but
no, nothing's going on. Just everything will be fine. Yes, what everyone's saying. It's just like, don't worry about it. Everything will be fixed. Everyone will start getting on. And yeah, I mean, diversity is such a big thing. You're trying to explain to people, like Stefan Molyneux says, if I move to China tomorrow, does that make me Chinese? And they're like, no, don't be stupid. It's like, well, why do you think all these Islamists are going to change their ways? We're looking at a proper takeover, I think, like 4 years' time. I dread to think what's going to be going on in 4 years' time. Like, if you asked me 4 years ago what would be going on in 2017, I would have called you crazy if you said this shit was going on, what we're going through now.
Yeah.
If you told me that they could blow up concerts, they could drive trucks down Christmas markets, they could... Do you know what I mean? Like, just non-stop, you could have all this rape going on, all these scandals of kids being raped on an industrial scale, and no one's going to do anything about it. I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and the scary thing is I think about, there's a video I saw where, like, there's even a guy in Britain saying it, where he's like, you know, 20 years ago there were no Packies in London or whatever. Now we're everywhere. Imagine what 20 years is gonna be like. This is gonna be Pakistan, and it's like,
they're right. They're gonna, because you're seeing a lot of them get into the Labour Party.
Yeah, I saw a meme going around where it was like, these are all the Muslim mayors in England, and it was like a lot of your bigger areas where it was like Oxford, London,
Yeah, Oxford, yeah.
It's just, it's nuts.
And when I speak to my friends about it, they're okay with Sharia law. They're okay with Islam. They're like, oh, it's just a religion. Like, why are you so worried? And it's like, what's the punishment for leaving? It's like, oh, it's only death. I was like, and what's the punishment for non-believers? No, it's death. It's like, are you seriously not worried about this?
Yeah. It's, I mean, I just think it's funny. You know, I have an ex who moved over there to be a school teacher, and I count down the days until I can check that school's website and see her and everyone else teaching in hijabs. I'm like, this is going to be so funny.
Like, I can see it now.
Oh, I know! I know it's coming. Before she retires, it'll be there. She's only 30. I guarantee you, all it's going to take is for it to be a Muslim majority in the school system, and it's going to be that before it is anywhere else, obviously.
Maybe the Bible's right. Maybe this world is like hell. Like, the devil does actually own it. I mean, what other explanation is there?
I believe that. Bob Dylan believes it. The god of this world is Satan.
That's what it says in the Bible, though, isn't it? That he basically just runs this town.
Yep. And that's why you gotta fight hard against him.
I can't get away from it. I mean, let's just go through the list. I can't put on TV without them sexually exploiting children.
Or seeing a rapist. Brett was saying that the other day, where he was like, all of them. He said, I'm going to put on the public access channel where you just have a nun 24 hours a day reciting the rosary. He said, that's the only channel on TV where you're not looking at a pedophile, rapist, something or other. And he was like, and next thing you know, there'll be an expose on her that she was having some sort of lesbian scissoring encounter at a convent somewhere. He's like, this shit's all fucked up.
Do you know that artist called Sia? S-I-A?
Yeah.
And she does that video with the birdcage.
And Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, I didn't know that was Shia LaBeouf till the other day. And he's in a naked suit, and she's in a naked suit, and it looks quite sexual and aggressive. And
that's, see, and you know, that's the other thing. Think about that.
No, hang on. Read the fucking comments.
Well, the thing I was going to say is...
What do the comments say, Jamie?
But
what are all the comments?
You know that's not Sia. You know that's not Sia in the video, though. And that's the whole gimmick behind her, which is even creepy. Sia normally refuses to be in her videos and everything like that. That's some 7-year-old or something from one of these dance mom shows who's like a crazy talented dancer. And Sia brings her on tour. But that's the face of Sia, who's an old-ass woman. Think about how creepy that is. That it's like, I mean, that's ageism right there, but because...
Can you click on let's do it together, click on the YouTube video and let's just go through the comments. You're in for a shock when you read the comments. I spent all day reading that and I had to just be ill.
What's the name of the song?
Just type in, it's called I Like Fucking Paedophile. I'm a paedophile. I'm a disgusting piece of shit. Try that.
Oh yeah, Elastic Heart. Yeah, Maddie Ziegler. That's the name of the
What's the song called?
Elastic Heart.
Elastic Heart. Right, let's just read these comments. Let's not play the videos. We don't even want to watch it. I felt sick. The chemistry between Sheer and Maddie is so intensive. I have shivers.
Oh man.
That's from a and then we got oh my god, my heart. Art should comfort the disturbed and the disturbed the comfortable. You should stop getting offended. It's a song. They are acting grown up.
Oh my god.
This is an incredible, powerful piece. There's so much within the dance and that adds to the song itself. Oh my god. I don't understand people saying this video is paedophilia. I don't understand it. I don't see anything like that. It's a comment I'm reading. All of them beautiful. Oh my god.
Well, you know what?
There's nothing remotely paedophilic about this, and even if there was, so what? That's from a guy 2 weeks ago, Matthew. There's nothing remotely paedophilic about this, and even if there was, so what?
Well,
there's not one person like objecting to this. There ain't one, mate. Can we talk about how badass it was when Sheer climbed the cage? A beautiful piece of art, amazing. Come on, LaBeouf muscles. Love Sheer, you're amazing, Maddie. I mean, do I need to go on? I mean, should we just go on for a whole show just reading this? Let's just do that. I mean, I'm just.
Well, and you know what the other thing is?
I'm not one person saying this is sick. Mine's in there somewhere. Shia LaBeouf is so talented. His interpretation is phenomenal.
And the thing that makes it...
We've got half an objection. Who else is confused by this video? One.
Him with the beard too. Like, it wouldn't even look as bad if he didn't have the full beard, and because then it's like, then it really shows an age difference between them. Like, it's very visual because of his facial hair and stuff, I feel. And it's, I don't know how else to, see, here's the crazy thing is, I don't know how else to interpret it. All these people thinking they're seeing something else and something beautiful, and I don't know, it's just, it's inappropriate to me.
You know what they're saying in it.
Even if they were clothed, like...
I know what they're saying in it, you know what they're saying in it. They're saying it's beautiful and it needs to be promoted.
Here's someone said, just do it, just do it. Well, he is in a cage with a child. Don't let your dream be dream, so just do it. I mean, all these people thinking they're finding some deep meaning. Whoa, what a video. My interpretation was a child being able to escape the mindset that their parent has locked inside and not being able to help them out of it. Fascinating how many different directions people can take it. But if you take it in the obvious one, people are going to be like, no, no, no. Yeah, who else is confused by this video? You know, and it's...
I'm more disturbed by the acceptance of it than I am by the video. The comments give me more post-traumatic stress disorder, because these are everyday people that you're going to have to work with in an office. If you've ever got an office job, that's the norm.
Yeah, and
oh, look at this video, it's so wonderful, and I say, that's paedophile shit. I get a warning on my record.
The thing I feel like about it...
paedophile in the office. I said paedophile.
I feel like that it's one of these things where it's because they're just seeing it all as isolated, and you and me view it in its totality, where it's like, it's not just this, it's Corey Feldman coming out and saying these things, it's, you know, all of this imagery. You know, you had that one sitcom show where there's like the young boy they're portraying as transgender. There's some other show where they have a little Japanese kid drinking out of a dick-shaped straw.
That was the first one I ever saw when I was convinced that they're sexually going for our kids. That was the convincer for me. And that was back 2012 or something that came out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and then you have all the subliminal messaging in Disney media and stuff about sex and dicks and everything, and like,
was it Salon that came out with that guy who used to babysit that girl and has got her in a pink dress? He's going, well, he's just going to the bathroom and masturbate.
Yeah.
While she was like babysitting a kid.
Yeah. I mean, I have an article actually that I've been working on called Kevin Spacey seeks cover in the LGBT closet, and it's basically playing off two themes where it's Candace Owens and Dave Rubin, when they were doing their first interview, Candace made a remark where she's like, they're trying to put gays back in the closet by roping you guys in on issues you have nothing to do with, like trans bathrooms and all this other stuff, and they're trying to conform you to groupthink. And Rubin agreed, and so then I'm basically going with the Kevin Spacey thing and talking about why he outed himself amidst these pedophile allegations. The problem with it is there's still revelations coming out, but you have the media coming out and saying, oh, well, John Rapp was only 14, so that's not technically a pedophile. And like, it's like, what the fuck? Like, instead of trying to do this, that's not a pedophile defense of the gay community, like, instead you need the gay community to continually denounce this stuff and just be like, we need to not be roped in this collectivist stuff where it's like, I think the LGBTQ thing is so interesting to me because it's like you have three sexual preferences, then you have transgender, which is this mental disorder like gender dysphoria, then you have the gender ideology spectrum of 32 whatevers, and then, in brackets on the side is pedophile. And that's the one that they used to fight to disassociate from. And now more and more, the BBC did an article saying they've said right out in it's a sexual orientation. And I said, if it's a sexual orientation, well, you can't discriminate based off sexual orientation. So it's in there. It's whether the community and the rights groups and all them want it to be in there. Legally, it's in there now. So we're fucked. And everyone in those groups,
we're seeing it with the Islam thing as well. Like
that's the other parallel too. Yeah,
child marriages.
Yeah, I just saw a thing where in Egypt they found a loophole to allow you to marry your daughter.
Oh, that's nice,
right? Can't imagine what sort of kids are gonna come out of that.
This is why I want to give up the news, because, I mean, with the Trump thing, it can't be real, can it? Let's just face it for what it is. Look, Hollywood's completely fake. The money system's completely fake. Everything's fake. Art's fake. Music's fake.
Yeah.
They've got everything. I can't go anywhere, and it's fulfilling. The only place you can go is the odd YouTube channel, and they're getting shut down.
Yeah.
There's no comedy left, like Stephen Crowder said. You can't even watch comedy now. I mean, even Eminem look how desperate he is. And why are we thinking Trump's going to be the real deal? It just seems a bit perfect to me that you've got these two arch nemesis at each other's throats. It's like a cartoon or something.
Yeah. I mean, the thing I hate the most is everything is politicized. And this is
the only thing I give Trump is when you see him hugging the American flag, and you see him, he never used to be a good actor. You could never say Trump was a good actor. He looks like he really is hugging that American flag.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see what he has to gain from doing this. You know, it's funny, I was listening to someone talk and they said the problem is you very seldomly have people who want to amass a lot of power and then limit their power. And I feel like that's what Trump is, and it's what he's doing, because he's amassed so much power in a different sense, money. And he knows that with that money, he could have bought the power of government. So he actually is fine with going into government and limiting the government's power. And unfortunately, it's hurting his economic power in his other life, but I don't know. There's like if you really take into account the hit he has taken public reputation wise and everything like that, I can't see how this was something he was just willing to do, like a hit for the team or something. Like, I just don't think you end up self-made and then needing to do that for something. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Kind of sets the precedent, though, for celebrity precedent.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, who the fuck are we going to end up with in 2000? Like, when's the next one? 2020? Jesus Christ, 2020. It is going to be The Rock.
Probably.
The Rock again.
Or, no, who's the other one? Although there's already been pictures of him at orgies with coke and everything.
No,
Mark Cuban. Mark
No,
Cuban.
it'd be that woman on Twitter with the hijab.
The fake account or the Linda Sarsour?
Yeah, that's the one. It'll be her.
Oh, man. I wouldn't be surprised if she
I
runs
can
for
see
something
that.
somewhere. Governor of New York or mayor of New York. That would be a sad day. But I bet that would happen.
The thing that really has shocked me is I was watching some of the Tim Kennedy History Channel he's got, where he's doing those hunting Hitler.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of that?
I think I watched a handful of the first couple episodes.
Do you not find it really disturbing how all these Nazis were just hanging out in Argentina?
Oh yeah, and there's whole German-speaking towns, and yeah, it's amazing.
And if I still speak to people now in England and go, I think Hitler escaped and lived like a happy little life, they'll just look at you as if you're crazy.
Yeah.
Jamie, what am I going to do? I think I just need to should we just go to Bulgaria where there's no internet?
Yeah.
There's just nothing there. It's just like no one speaks. No, we don't even know what people are saying in the village.
You know,
We won't have a clue what the fuck they're saying. They won't know what we're saying. And you just like wait, like, as far as the conversation will go, you just like have a wave at someone. And when we're down the pub, we'll just like hold our glass up to people, go, all right. And that's it. That's as far as the conversation goes.
I mean, I've often said I kind of wish I was a musical Ted Kaczynski. Like I just lived in a cabin in the woods, published a manifesto every now and then, and instead of sending out bombs in mail packages, I just email out a song or two here and there. That's what I would like to
seriously,
do.
I don't know about you. Like, what's your dating prospects like at the moment? Mine are fucking awful.
I don't know. I feel like there's a handful that I could do something with if I wanted to. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like I'm not really looking for it. I mean, if someone popped up that I was really into, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I feel like that's the one aspect of my life I do like to keep private, and that's another thing that bothered me about the Kevin Spacey thing. You know, Kevin Spacey, he got questioned on being gay a lot, and he always would say, I don't want my personal life to be political. I don't even want to go there. And I mean, I feel like it was funny because the Daily Beast writer questioned him on it and was like, oh, but if you're gay, then that has to be public. Like, I don't think that's private information. And I just think in some of these people's minds, if your love life isn't the one aspect of your life that you can keep private, what is? Right?
No, I was just wondering because like down here, it's like the women down here are crazy.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's funny. Oddly enough, I work with a girl who she goes to the local liberal arts college, and she is like red-pilled as fuck. But she's like the daughter of 2 doctors/scientists. So when she hears all these people talking about there's no difference between men and women and all this other stuff, she's like, you're all insane. Like, this isn't liberal at all.
Right, before we go, do you want to have a quick chat about Bitcoin? Because I think you should get some at least buy some.
Sure.
Because you think it started at the beginning of this year, how much was a Bitcoin? Like $900?
Uh-huh.
And what are they now? They're nearly $7,000. They're over $7,000 each.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I think where I'm saying it seems a little late to get in on it for me. Like I feel like most of the growth has already happened.
I
Like,
can't see it. I don't know. I think there will be a correction at about like I would wait until after the fork, which is in the middle of this month. But it's going to hit 10 grand next year. I'm absolutely certain, like early 2018.
hmm
I think it's personally going to go into the millions.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just the thing about it with
The
me.
thing that worries me about it is until people start spending it, then it doesn't have the value. Because at the moment, people are just hoarding it.
Well,
Hoarding it.
that's the thing, and you know, I found, there was an article Mike Adams over at Natural News did, and it's to me it's like I see it with the fiat currencies where it's still faith based. It's not really like it is based on the blockchain, but a lot of the value is still just based on how much value people are willing to put into it.
Which is obviously a lot.
Yeah, more and more by the day, but like you said, if people are hoarding it, Mike Adams had these numbers where he was like, you know, if someone has this amount and they sell it all off at once, that will devalue it this amount. That will then make it everyone else's, you know, crash and like, that's why my friend, he was like, I think people are hoarding it and they're pumping it right now. And then at some point, someone is going to try to do a big sell off because as it gets to being this high in value, it really just has to stay on a transactional level. Like, you can't have anyone doing any big sell-offs or anything like that. Like, people just have to buy and sell shit and do trading and everything like that. Otherwise, a problem could arise. It's not removed from a lot of the same laws as, like, the stock market or other currencies.
Yeah, but I mean, but the other thing is what happens if we see other currencies collapsing?
Well, then, of course, people will go into it. The other thing about Bitcoin that's come out that's a seeming a problem with it is it's raising a lot of red flags lately as far as pollution. Because you have giant...
yeah, that's a good point. No, that's a good point.
Giant mining facilities set up to run all these computers. And, I mean, I don't think CO2 is a problem, but it's having large CO2 offputs and everything like that. And there's, like, coal mines set up to run...
way than explain it than that. If it costs 12... I mean, I'm prepared to accept it has to dip at some point. If it costs $1,200 to produce a Bitcoin... and it's going to be more and more as it goes up. It's going to get to the point where it takes so much effort to get one Bitcoin and there's not many left.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be years and years down the road. But if you look at Venezuela, you look at Cyprus, you could see them easily turn into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And this is what I think people might be, missing, is you don't need like a giant market. You don't need... I mean, if you look at how many people are getting wallets, it's like 1,300 people a day. The amount has grown in just the last couple of... Let me send you this.
Yeah, I forget my wallet. I know I have one.
I mean, what I'm tempted to do is just keep like 100 quid on it. Like I've put about 80 quid on it. Probably lost 50. But yeah, and just that could be worth so much in like 2020. Just leave it there.
Yeah.
But then again, like you said, it's every other fucker doing that. Yeah, check out this graph I just sent you. That's it in just the last couple of days. It's gone from 4 grand to 7,000.
Well, that's around 3 or 4 grand was the last I knew about. I didn't know it went up to 7.
7.5. Look at that. That's just in what a month. In a month, 3 grand. But the other thing is, what do you think about when it, I mean, I'm not an expert in it, but everyone's saying everything's going to be going on blockchain technology. And you're seeing like hundreds of different other crypto coins popping out of everywhere. You've got porn coin, you've even got weed coin. There's probably, I think there's even a fucking Trump coin.
fucking ridiculous. So, if Bitcoin's the leader in this,
Yeah.
Lamborghini seem to be confident with it. They're giving away Lamborghinis for it. People are like in London, someone's selling their house for 15 million, but they'll only accept Bitcoin.
People are so stupid.
What?
Sorry. It's just it's really funny that people are people are so good at saying nothing. The idea, people are still talking about how David Duke endorsed Donald Trump and that makes Donald Trump a racist. And it's a selective denial to even point to that. And I'm just like, no, it's as simple as because someone supports you, that doesn't mean that you support them. That's like McCarthyism. But then again, you're so crazy about Russia that it doesn't surprise me you're in a Red Scare sort of mindset.
It's a bit like saying, well, Hitler was a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Write that back.
I'm about to. Thank you.
Hitler liked dogs.
Yeah. So therefore, all dog lovers are Hitler.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
And then it's meme posting. That's the other thing where it's people just posting memes. All of us here scared to death of communist influence on our beautiful capitalist society.
Charles Manson liked playing guitar. Yeah. Oh god, we're so fucked. What are we gonna do?
I also said, stop using me to virtue signal that you're not in an echo chamber. It's so gross. And gross isn't even the word. What's the word for that? It's, it's like
creepy.
Yeah. Oh, I hate people, especially teachers. I've done enough debaucherous things with enough of them that I know they're all no good. Let's get on to this point. Back to the thing. I'll that little lull. Maybe I'll jump cut some stuff. Let's talk about doxing. Doxing. What's your take on doxing?
I don't know what doxing is. I've never heard of it.
Doxing, well, that's what Candace Owens, Red Pill Black, is being embroiled in controversy over. The idea that doxing is this great threat imposed on everyone's freedoms. And it's when you take someone's personal information and you basically say, yeah, it'd be like as if someone said, this is Jamie Starr, his real name is James Scott, he lives at whatever, Poughkeepsie, New York, this is his phone number. What's your take on that and people doing that? And
well, it's illegal.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is in the UK. Yeah, that would come under harassment.
See.
Internet harassment. Yeah, we're covered in the UK for that. Can't do that. You'd get fucked. But you could do it because you could just post it anonymously, I guess.
Well,
if you had any common sense.
Well, but here's the thing. I can pop your name into Google, and I can find 30 some odd websites that will give me your address, your voting district, your... I mean, again, here's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Your address isn't really private information.
It's not.
Is it?
It's not.
Yeah.
No, you're not revealing private information. It's all public already. It's all already public info. That's the misconception. And I've been trying to make this point to people. You all feel too safe behind a screen name. This veil of privacy you think you have between you and the computer, you should have known by now. Let me put it to you like this. When people come to me with this doxing concern, I can go on an amateur porn site and type in loud brunette amateur and find my ex-girlfriend's sex tape with the dude she left me with. This is the day and age we live in. People finding your public information is not a concern. I live in the murder capital of New York. I'm not hiding, but I'm more concerned about getting shot being on the wrong street than people knowing the wrong street I might get shot on. Like, it's such an odd concern that people are putting a lot of weight into, and this is what they're accusing Candace Owens of, because she wanted to essentially make a database of online bullies and just put their public information next to the screen name. And again, you can search sites like Spokeo, People Finder. There's hundreds of these sites, and it will show you if you have their name, their social media activity. It's all public. It's all searchable in Google. Anyone who thinks this is a concern has never tried to look anyone up, I feel like. I
still feel the same about it. Like, I agree with you 100%, like 100%. It's basically an intimidation tactic.
Yeah, and that's where the problem is. The problem is the harassing, the bullying, and...
Yeah, so I stick to my first point. It comes under harassment act for me.
Yeah, and it's not the having of the information. It's not that the information is there.
It's not a new thing. People get harassed.
It's what you do with it. It's what you do with... There was the Yellow Pages... People were able to stalk people with the Yellow Pages, but it's the stalking that's the problem. I
can't really speak for you, and I can't speak for Candice, but I can speak for myself, and I'd probably be the same for you, and you've just demonstrated it. Ideally, I don't want people to know where I live, but obviously I'm doing this, so I know it can happen.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously taking that risk, so I think Candice is pretty smart. She doesn't want it to happen. But she knows it probably is going to happen, and she's already thought about that. She sees it as intimidation as what any other intimidation is, no matter where you go or what you do. If you make a difference, or if you say anything, yeah, guess what? You're going to get intimidated.
Yeah, and I agree, and I know she does, because there was a dialogue. Me and her have been going back kind of all week on Twitter, where I had made this exact point to someone, and they said, well, if I went and I said, Candace Owens is red pill black, she lives at blah, 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 that's doxing and that's the problem. I said, listen, Candace Owens, that's her name. It says on her Twitter she lives in New York. You can pop that into Spokeo and get everything else. Does that make Spokeo a doxing site? And this person kept trying to tell me that all the People Finder sites aren't doxing sites, but what Candace Owens wanted to do is a doxing site. And it's really telling to me, because again, Candace doesn't stand behind this idea anymore. She sees the problems it can lead to, and has, stepped back from it and everything. This is so obvious, but there is a conspiracy that she's secretly trying to start it back up. And it's just like, the only people who would have this concern are
but
either...
is Candice going to be responsible if she fucks it up and puts the wrong address in there? And the wrong name.
Well,
you could fuck that up.
Yeah, but it wasn't going to happen. But it did say on the original site that there was going to be like a heavy vetting process before anyone was even, put on there. I don't know. It never came to fruition, and it's not coming to fruition. It should be a dead issue. I don't know why it was even talked about. But I think talking about this concept of doxing in general, like, I think how silly it is, the fact that there's a made-up word for it shows how silly it is. Because, again, it puts the issue onto something besides the stalking, harassment, bullying, the actual legal issues with it there. It is already public information in most cases. Again, you shouldn't feel that safe behind a screen name and an avatar on Twitter. People get hacked every day. Like, it's just, you gotta deal with the criminal aspect of things rather than this internet world made up
it comes
problem.
Under harassment. We've already got this. They'll just start introducing new laws when we've already got laws to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's gonna get worse because it'll all come down to the same. It all goes down the same road, which is internet ID.
I mean, I don't think it's...
That's the road it goes down. Seriously,
yeah.
It's like the only way you could police it's by having an internet ID. And then, like you say, you can have 3 strikes and you're out.
And again, I think it's a scumbag thing to do, but...
I can't see it working anyway, because most places where you're going to post that kind of stuff, where people would actually get enough traffic for it to be a problem, the moderators would just take it down anyway, because any site big enough for that could handle it would have some kind of good moderation. Well, so it'd only be on there for a while. Did
you watch my video on it? I'll tell you, the craziest part to me, and again, this is the problem where I don't want to speak about this person and give this whole theory and say this is my theory towards them specifically, but I think in some cases this does happen to people where you have this person, Tree of Logic, who I guess is a staunch conservative YouTuber, everything like that. I only know this content of hers, so I do know that some black guy who I am a fan of has had problems with her, and even in his videos he said she's a suspect character and all that. So anyway, she basically used to be a cop, and she locked up a bunch of violent offenders. And some of them might be getting out on parole and everything like that. All of that's in her real life, under her real name, officer, whoever the fuck, in whatever district, and, you know, this jail and whatever. And I guess she's moved, but she's in the same state, and she makes conservative content under this name, Tree of Logic. Somehow, she thinks these people getting out, these violent offenders, are going to find out that she is Tree of Logic. And then somehow if Tree of Logic gets doxxed, they will then realize Tree of Logic is Officer so-and-so and go and extract revenge. And I'm like, you're adding in this whole bit where you think your online reality is going to merge with the problems you got in real life. Like, if
sounds like she's doxing herself.
Well, that was the other crazy part about it. Now you have both Andy Worski and her putting it out there, this whole evil game plan. Yeah, mind-boggling. And I'm just watching it being like, what the fuck? Like, you must not have been detective. Yeah, I just laid out this MO. Yeah, I said that.
But he's actually like an armed robber. And like he does vlogs and he goes, oh, I'm really worried, I'm gonna grass myself up.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Yeah,
I'm really worried, I'm gonna go down the cop station, tell my name's Trevor Smith, and I live at 30 Glucks Road, and I robbed West Bank.
And I just said, in what reality do you think one of these violent offenders are like, yeah, nigga, you know, I just got out the pen, I'm gonna check out some video about some feminism, because I like them green hair, mohawk, hairy armpit bitches. Yeah, man. Yo, what's this Tree of Logic chick talking bad about my feminist? Yo, that's the chick that locked me up. Like, no, that's not going to, that's like a fucking Damon Wayans movie. Like, no, that is not reality.
But they might Google that name, to be fair, though.
But that's the thing I said, they already got your real name. They got that on their paperwork. Exactly. They got that on their paperwork. Tree of Logic is not going to cross their radar. It's insane. But yeah, they got your real name. You got problems in real life. Candace Owens is not a part of your real life problems, girl.
The problem is being a cop.
Yeah.
And then doing this shit. But I'm sure when you're a cop, you gotta be quite smart. You know that if you do this YouTube channel, this is gonna come up. There's been a mass shooting in Texas in a church.
Really? Is that breaking?
Yeah. About 10 minutes ago.
Dylan Roof 2.0?
No, there was a
Too
bit
soon?
of Antifa action, but not much. Like someone burnt down a building.
Good old Texas. Seen a mass shooting in Texas church. Sutherland Springs.
How bad it look?
15 multiple deaths.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And a church as well.
I wonder.
This is like every weekend, Jamie. It's like terror attack. 15 dead. 10, like honestly, I can't leave the house now. I just can't do it. And it's not because I'm scared of being shot. What scares me is people's reactions to it.
Well, and you know what the other...
And then I used to think, oh, it's probably just bots, like no one's that stupid. And I start talking to people, and it's worse than what I'm reading.
I was talking to my friend Chris Pullitz, who's a drummer in my old band, Cove Road. Now in all my old band members have this new band, Vacant Lot. Everyone can check them out. Shameless plug. But anyway, he was talking to me about after the Vegas shooting, and he said, you know what I think a lot of these attacks are lately? He said, because I think they're ops. And he was like, and what it is you have a large amount of people that are living behind the screens. And that's, again, why people are concerned about doxing. They're probably spending so much time behind the computer, it's like an alternate reality for them.
That's the person you want to have your fucking address, because they'll just be sat at home. They'll probably send like a fucking Uber there or something.
Yeah, one of those $5 mail you a potato with a message on it things, or some silly joke or something, yeah. But anyway, he was like, the shootings that are happening now are happening to scare people into their houses. That's why it's at concerts, it's at churches, it's at malls. It's where the people are still out in the open, where they're still coming together, sports events, things like that. You're going to see that's where it's going. I mean, and it's part of it's because it's the only mass casualty places, but he thinks it's to scare people into their houses, to stop the human connection, basically.
No, well, it affects me. Like I would love to go to Oktoberfest in Germany, and I'm like, for the last 3 years, I was like, oh, you must be joking.
Yeah.
So I know people in Germany, and I'd love to do it. A couple of years ago, I would have been well up for that, but now it's like I wouldn't even dream of doing that. And I'd be careful about. I wouldn't really want to go to an open event concert now. I wouldn't really want to go.
Not an outside one like that.
I think the other thing that's really disturbing with it is, the headline's going to be, it's as you said, it's like 15 dead. It's like a score. It's like a baseball game now. It's what the news are putting out.
Yeah.
And it seems like people are always trying to top the score.
Yeah.
Because the higher you kill, then the more
bigger the response. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just death, as Alex Jones perfectly describes, it's death by cop.
Yeah.
And the way it's reported is encouraging people to do it. I see it as an advert when I say it's like, look what you can achieve if you want to kill yourself. Why don't you go up and shoot up a church? Or run a bunch of people over?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the motive is about this.
Well, when this isn't going to calm down.
No. Well, and it's the media climate too that keeps it, like you're saying, the way they kind of advertise it. Even here in the old headlines, September 11th, 2017, mass shooting, gunman kills 7 at Texas football game, or at a Sunday at a football watch party.
I don't understand how this happened so quick.
I don't know. I think it's a cocktail of disaster, basically. Like, I think there's just some people that, like, I feel like it bothers...
There's going to be a lot more dead than that. I think they're going to be hitting 30 pretty quickly.
I heard someone make some joke, and I feel like it stuck with me lately, where they said, when things like this happen, and you have people go to the mass murder pills and everything like that, it's like, if people on Valium were really shooting people, we would have 40,000 fucking people. Like, America's so on drugs that the violence and all this stuff would actually be multiple times a day and everything like that. But I think there is a cocktail combination that works on people of the chemicals in the water and the food, the chemicals they're on prescribed, the screen time, the decades of just devaluation of human life, the
echo chambers,
the way the media sort of rejoices in the negativity of life, like it just after a while, and that's why when you say, you know, maybe I should take a step back from the news. I completely understand it because it's one of these factors that can, like, you got to be a strong person in order to not even just take in all of this stuff, but to take in all of it and process it the way we do, like, because it's...
Do you remember what you were like when you were, like, a kid watching the news and how easily upset you were, like, before you were, like, 10? Like, even, like, some, like, adverts for a horror film would fuck me up. And you think, you see what kids see now under the age of 10, it's like, they must be just completely mentally disturbed. Just from TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Seriously,
definitely
I remember
do.
watching when Poltergeist came out, they had the trailer for Poltergeist, and with the TV and that, and she was like talking to the ghost through the TV. That fucked me up for years.
When I was a kid...
Just that advert fucked me up. I think that's nothing, man.
I remember, I don't know how old I was, but I know when I was a young kid, because, you know, you had the Ninja Turtle cartoons, I wanted to go and see the Ninja Turtle movie. And the movies were shot in the 90s back then. There were parts of it that were really dark. And I remember the scene where Casey Jones came out and all that. And for whatever reason... I was scared, and like I ended up like my mom took me out of the movie because I was just it was too much for me at a young age. It was not like the cartoons, and it was just too much drama for me to be taking in. But then I look at the way my nieces and nephews are handled, and as young kids, they'll be in the room when like my sister or my mom are watching Law and Order SVU, and that whole show is a detective show about rape, and I'm like, why is this word even uttered around these small children? Like, you guys think they're not taking in this data, and they're taking in all of it. Like, they obviously they don't know what it means, but it's being stored in there like a hard drive. Like,
well, that stuff, like, I mean, I've not seen it, but Game of Thrones, I imagine they all watch and shit like that.
I haven't watched it, and no one in my house does, but I hear there's lots of really warped stuff in that show.
I can imagine kids watching that stuff down there. And when I watch films which got like a 15 rating, they're way more hardcore than what was 15, than what was like an 18 film.
Yeah. No, all that
but
stuff, the ratings have definitely...
At all.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean...
I don't know what it's going to be like in 10 years' time, because they're going to be looking after us, Jamie.
And I wonder, you know, I've always been concerned about the gender-bending chemicals in kids' diets and stuff and how it affects their development. I mean, because even, you know, when I was a kid, that's when it was really, like, noticeable, girls developing younger from the hormones in the milk and everything like that. And it was like, and being around black girls who develop younger anyway. So it's like, why is there a fucking, you know, 14-year-old pregnant girl I'm going to school with? Like, you're not even supposed to be able to get pregnant yet. Like, so get out of here. Like, what is going on? But now it's like transgender 3-year-olds. They're just like, let's give these kids hormones. And it's like, oh my God. It's insane. It's like I'm in a...
What would you do if you had kids in England? Like, imagine that.
Oh my God. I couldn't.
Seriously, what would you do?
Leave. Because you wouldn't even know where the corruption would come from. Like I said, I know an elementary ed teacher over there, and just from looking at her Pinterest, I can tell she is a useful idiot that would push dangerous ideologies onto a child and not even know it. Especially because, you know, I think part of the problem is over there, England, because of, like, the universities and everything like that, and it being older and everything, I feel like
I can't find one person concerned about Islam.
Yeah, well,
in real life.
I feel like there's a lot more sense of like elitism and sort of like posh attitudes, I guess, and stuff like that. And I feel like that can easily aid into a political correctness.
It's because we all work with Muslims and they act really nice, and they are really nice. But no, you're not allowed, because of diversity, you can't ask them about their beliefs.
Yeah.
So because they don't ask, it's like ignorance.
Don't ask, don't tell, yeah.
Mate, as soon as you ask, you're in for a shocker.
Well, I was telling...
nice little Mohammed who's been sat next to you for ages. He gets you cups of tea. It's always nice.
I was telling a gay friend of mine...
Some warped ideas.
I was telling a gay friend of mine about what you were saying about hanging out with the jihadi friend. And I was like, yeah, Paul asked him, like, so what's your take on gay people? And he was like, oh, they should be killed. Like, and I said everyone there got mad at Paul. And then my friend, like, paused for a second and he's like, how could you be friends with someone like that? And I said, why do you think they all got mad at Paul? I said, that's exactly what they're all thinking in their head. How can I be friends with someone like this? And rather than be mad at themselves for being friends with someone like this and not even knowing it, they're mad at Paul for making them aware that, hey, you're all chilling with someone who, like, just happens to think certain groups, like, just don't deserve to live. Like, these crazy views that come from his religion and stuff.
Yep. And he thinks that jihad is misinterpreted by the press.
Now, when he says that, does he mean that, like, it really does mean we're gonna fuck some shit up, or it means, like, internal struggle, or...
Yes, he's going, what does jihad mean? Thinking I'd go, it means killing people. And I said, well, it means struggle. And he goes, yeah, exactly, it's a struggle for us. I was like, no, a struggle to get Islam indoctrinated. Like a struggle, yeah, it's a struggle. It's about the struggle.
Conquest.
To take over to the conquest. And Islam, remind me what the punishment is for leaving? It's like, it's death. So that's why jihad's bad, because it's
the struggle.
The struggle.
The struggle is real.
To kill me.
Yeah, the struggle is real. Like,
fucking
it gives whole new meaning to that saying.
And then he'll start, and then it nearly gets violent. He like wants a fight with me, and obviously I want to rip his throat out. So it's not good.
No, and that's the struggle. That's the struggle right there. He wants to fight, and you're like, all right, I want to rip your throat out, but I probably shouldn't. But I should.
But it's my mate's house,
yeah.
So it's not
really you don't want to get blood on the carpet. Yeah. That's so funny.
I've offered him to the gym for a fight, but... Yeah.
Oh, man. You better watch out he doesn't just drive a truck through the place.
No, I was worried because I was in the kitchen. He came in the kitchen looking at a knife.
Oh, my God.
I was like getting fucking worried.
And again...
He gets really offended by it. It's like, Islam's my life. It's my family heritage. How dare you?
Oh,
and I was like, dude, seriously, if my name was Islam, my last name, I would fucking change it. Seriously.
You know what the thing is?
And the reason I'm having this conversation with you is because I thought I could work with you a little bit. I thought of all the Islamic people, you'd be the one I could work with.
Yeah.
Get some common ground with.
And the thing I was going to say is...
Seriously, if you were a Muslim living in London and you wants to be like Western, he complains that it's not accepted. Like, he gets funny looks going through passports and searched.
It's like, yeah, you want to kill everyone. And you want to kill everyone.
Islam. No, your name is Jamie Islam, for argument's sake, right? We won't give his identity away. There's loads of people called Mr. Islam. So say it's called Jamie Islam, right? Wouldn't you change it to Jamie Smith?
Yeah.
When you go, Islam's getting a bit of a bad name at the moment in England.
Yeah, I'd say this is a PR move.
Well, imagine your name was Dharma during the Dharma killing.
Yeah, yeah.
And your name was Jamie Dharma.
Yeah. I mean, even if my name was Anthony Weiner, I'd change that shit.
Yeah, Jamie Weiner.
Yeah.
You'd fucking change it. Or Jamie Cosby.
Yeah. Or Podesta.
It's my family heritage, it's blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, you should get searched. I'd be upset if they didn't search.
Well, and you know, the thing I was going to say is that bothers me, and it bothers me about all ideologues. It doesn't matter if you're a right-wing ideologue, left-wing ideologue, LGBTQAI plus ideologue, Islamic ideologue, Christian ideologue, whatever ideologue. I feel like there is, like, your basic humanity. There's you, and, you know, it's like, with me, it's like, I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I'm a podcaster, I'm a blogger, I'm a gamer, I'm a, you know, cook, I'm a what, I do all of this stuff, and all of it is me, Jamie, by name. And I feel like white people in most aspects are this way and view themselves this way, where it's like, I would be known by me, like what I do, what my accomplishments are, like the fact that I'm white, the fact that I'm whatever, are sidelined. But all these other ideologues that find their identity in the group, for him to be like, it's my heritage, and it's my people, and it's my family, and it is Islam is everything I am. And it's like, buddy, there's a void in your soul, and you are just, not saying it can't be a part of your life, but you're putting it before that basic humanity. And that's where you've gone off the rails. Where it's like you've replaced who you are with Islam, basically. And that's what I feel like happens with a lot of these people when they get so caught up in the collective identity.
No, but then you ask them stuff about it, like you say, what does Islam mean? It's like, I don't know.
No.
And you tell them.
Well,
and it's like going, well, you don't understand Islam, because he was going, it can't be interpreted. It's always that one. He comes up the other going, well, it can't be interpreted. You can only understand it if you're Arabic. And it's like, don't be stupid. Any language can be translated.
Yeah.
Spanish can be translated. French can be translated.
Well, and
why can't Arabic be translated? And it's going, because it's such a language. It's like, no, it's not. It's pretty basic. I guarantee you it can be translated.
And in some of the other cases with these ideologues I'm talking about...
No, but then you ask him, it's like, can you speak Arabic? It's like, no. You're like, well, what the fuck are you talking about then?
Well, and that's the other thing, where they're clinging to ideologies they don't generally have half a clue about, and if
they're just repeating.
Yeah, and if they can't use those talking points and the buzzwords, then what it comes down to is, but my experiences, and it really bothers me. Like I told someone this at work the other day, and it blew their mind when I said, it really bothers me when I hear people use the phrase, the trans experience. I said, for people that are so wrapped up in this experience thing, I said, why are we acting like two people arrive at being trans for the exact same reasons? Like, wouldn't you think everyone has their own experiences and their own reasons and their own way they arrived at this point? Like, why are we thinking it's this the one experience, like the Islamic experience in Britain, the gay experience in Saudi Arabia, like it's all presented as the really singular.
People think that people will just get on fine. If we just put our differences aside, everything will just be hunky dory.
Yeah. Well,
they don't get that some cultures are better than others, and some are bloody dangerous, especially when they mix with other ones. And just because you don't know anything about the culture doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
It's almost like, Alex Jones says, where the fish are becoming suicidal. They can't see the threat.
Yeah. Well,
like you're saying, all the screen time, all the Wi-Fi,
the hormones. That's happening to the fish from the hormones, where they can't see the threat. Yeah.
Honestly, people are acting like I'm the tough guy, like I'm the guy that needs to calm down.
Yo,
when I was a kid, I was the pussy of the...
I've had that happen, that shift too, where now friends of mine, they view me, I mean, and it's probably part of it's because now you come into my room and yeah, there's still guitars and everything laying around, but there's also weights, and I'm not wearing, like, my girlfriend's pants anymore. But it's like, now I'm looked at as the macho one. Where it's like, yeah. I've never been into a fight. I've always been the one that has other people who they'll swing for me first. Like, I have good friends that watch my back. Like, because I've just always been able to be a decent person and not had to throw down. I know how to, but, thankfully I've always been able to avoid it. I don't think it's a good thing. To be, it leads to legal problems, too. Seeing that happen.
You just want to stand up for yourself and not escalate.
Yeah.
That's basically what you want.
But it's like, now there's been a shift happen where, yeah, I'm viewed as, like, the macho one. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm the tough guy, sort of. Compared to everyone else, yeah. And it's just because I have an opinion. I have something to say, and I'm not going to bite my tongue. I don't care who dislikes me.
Yeah, but this is just, that's what's going to get to next. I mean, we haven't even got to, like, they won't even dare say anything.
Yeah.
And the other thing is when I go out meeting girls, I realise the reason we're struggling is because what they're doing is it's like a dopamine when they go out. They just need attention and attention and attention and attention and attention and attention and attention, 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 attention. They couldn't just sit down and just chill with you for an hour and just say fuck all.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it.
Beach, watch the sun, smoke a joint, and shut the fuck up.
I think
they would run off and have to find someone else to get attention from.
I think the most depressing thing I've had happen is I've had it where a girl will be like, you know, nobody's ever talked to me the way you do. Like, you know, not only do you make me feel special about myself, like you make me look at myself in a different way and this, and that. And then she started to realize how smart I am and that I understand, like, things on a tactical level, psychological warfare, backmasking of messages, neuro-linguistic programming, and all this other stuff. And then she started thinking, like, oh my God, are you using this all on me? Like, are my feelings towards you even my feelings? Or have you just, like, planted them in my head? And I'm like, no.
Well,
like,
yeah, no, you have, because I like you.
I have and I haven't. Like, yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I'm like, I have and I haven't. Like, I have as much as I would.
And you throw it.
I have as much as, like, I'll do it unbeknownst to myself as anyone else would, but just because I can look back on it and understand that's what went on there doesn't mean I'm plotting and scheming and I'm manipulating you, like...
But why is that a bad thing if you do like her?
Because girls are taught boys are dumb. That's all it is. And then they see all this stuff about girls graduate, you know, more girls are graduating college. Yeah. They're told they're way smarter than boys. So if a girl meets a boy that they can't wrap around their finger and they can't, you know, have their way with. And part of that's the male-female dynamic. That's why the woman's always been the head of the household and the man just kind of will provide and sort of, you know, everything like that. But yeah, it has to do with the dynamics. But a lot of the times, the girls, they'll just be like, he's too smart for me. He's too cunning. He could be manipulative if he wants it. And he tells me that. And I don't like it. Because what else am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to say no? No?
No, but the fact you told it means you can't be manipulative.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, you got a bright one there, haven't you, Jamie?
It's not gonna work well if you're aware of it.
Yeah, but then you're going to end up being in a relationship. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, when you just end up being a life coach and nothing more.
Yep.
Like a big brother kind of thing.
Well, and the other thing, too, is I also, like, I don't know how much people buy into astrology, but, like, I'm an Aries, and I always tend to end up with Capricorns that are water signs, and it'll generally be girls who, like... I don't know, I feel like they don't have much of a personality, and I end up over-accounting for it. Like, my last girlfriend, by the end of us dating, you know, her CD collection looked like mine. As soon as we break up and she has a new boyfriend, she's listening to country music, which I didn't listen to at the time. I've gotten it more into later, but it's just interesting where it's like, your taste in music just changed as you changed guys. Like, do you even have a preference, or are you just sort of mirroring... whoever has the dominant personality in this dynamic?
I heard that some people aren't actually, like, a lot of people never have had goosebumps from listening to music.
Really?
Yeah.
That's odd.
In fact, more people don't experience it than do.
Happens to me quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. Even if I know the song really, really well and I know what's coming.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we are just different. Maybe we were just lucky to be brought up properly. So I was brought up really well, to be fair.
Yeah, so was I. And that's what bothers me so much about how I see the quality of my nieces and nephews' upbringing being so much worse than my own. Because it's like... Even as much as I rejected, like, church and all of that stuff as a young person, it's been drilled into me. Is are even worse.
Yeah, and the outside influence is a massive, bigger threat than it was when we were kids. You should be policing it even more.
Yeah. 27 dead now at the church shooting.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay at that number now.
Yeah, 27's a decent number. For
Vince, if we just start seeing this every single week, it's just ramping. Where are we going to be for the next election? I mean, is everywhere just going to look like Israel? Are you going to have these gates to come in, gates to come out? Everyone's going to have to be segregated.
Yeah.
We're all going to embrace the chip, the ID. And like I say, it is like the media are just like saying, "Hey, look how cool it is! You can just walk into a church."
Well, you know what's going to be insane about the chip is like, let's think about what the chip leads to, because normally the chip, everyone's like, oh, well, the chip's going to be an ID, the chip's going to be a tracking thing, the chip's going to be this, but it's not going to be that for long, because they're going to have to sell everyone on it. So the chip's going to have some benefits when it gets rolled out mainstream. Chip's probably going to be connected to the internet. You're probably going to replace your smartphone with the chip. I think that's safe to say, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So, yeah. Then the chip's going to have to be programmed into your neurosystem and your cognitive abilities and all that for you to be able to access all of that. So what about when they come out and say, well, we can just shut someone off with the chip if they're, driving into the bike lane in New York City or shooting up a church, or we can just neutralize them by deactivating the chip, and it won't kill them, it'll just throw them into like immediate paralysis or so. I mean, that's where I think this ends up. Not anytime soon, this will maybe 20 years down the line or so, but that's where I think the chip ends up, where like it's not just going to be your money shut off, it's going to be you shut off. Like, it's going to override your nervous system and stuff.
Things will get to the point where you said that they'll have to put benefits with it, and what it will be is transhumanization, where they'll put stuff into the chip where it can look at your health, it can help with your thinking, it can keep things in check and make you like at an advantage, like give you better sight,
regulate your body functions.
You'll be at an advantage, and then your kids would need it to keep up with the other kids.
Yeah.
Like the kids will be able to do stuff,
like fucking
be able to do maths better, they'll be able to speak better.
Yeah.
They'll find some way of it being able to actually enhance the brain, enhance the thinking, enhance the hearing.
Well, we've been hearing for decades that we only use a minor % of our brain, so they're just going to say it unlocks the rest of it.
Yeah, so once they can
get that advertising is already there.
Yeah, once the enhancement's there to the chip, they'll be able to sell it so easily. They'll be able to go, well, how's little Jimmy going to keep up with Jack, who's got the chip at school? He won't be able to get a job. He won't be able to keep up at school.
Yeah. And all it's going to do is cause complete conformity. I mean,
We're not that far away from it.
No. You're really not. Ugh. Dark future.
I can't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not buying that Trump is this light at the end of the tunnel.
No, I don't think he is.
You need more than fucking Trump. I mean, it's making it funny at least. It's making it entertaining.
They say the Joker generation precedes the hero generation, and that's what I feel like. Trump's just there to fuck shit up. He's the Joker. We need to start looking at who to cultivate to follow him up. That's where the attention should be. We don't want to wait 6 years and have it be 2 years before the second go round and wonder who's going to follow Trump up. We need it to be, because the Democrats, they're destroying each other. I like this guy. He follows me on Twitter, Omar Navarro, who's challenging Maxine Waters out in California. So there are a handful of good conservatives in the movement.
Well, now we're just gonna. All I'm gonna hear now is crisis actors, false flag, trying to ban guns. It's just gonna be non.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. About the church shooting. Especially with them ending up at 27. Like I said, that's one of those numbers. And it's the 5th.
What happened to the 5th of November then? Because normally we even get the anomalous.
Yeah, and they're not doing anything. I searched that when you'd first mentioned it. There's nothing in the news about it.
They're normally always doing it in London. And Sunday of all days, you'd think it would really pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Million Man Mask, whatever it is. And what happened with this advert and all this ramping up? Because that was ramped up, that shit was going to go crazy.
Yeah. And there was nothing. I mean, you kept seeing articles. I almost wonder, though, if it was intentional. Like, you know, the right wing feels like they're winning. And they've been gloating and sort of looking at these videos and ramping it up. And now it's a dud. So what about when they have the next one and everyone's like, oh, well, it's just going to be like November 4th. Let's not worry about it. You know, this, and that. And then what if they do come around and are like...
What if 4chan's right? That would explain it.
4chan about...
All these
which
arrests
story?
in the Democrat Party and Podesta.
And you think...
If they've gone, if they've gone, then you may think, oh, fuck it, might as well cancel it now.
I suppose, if they're that tied into it.
Yeah, especially if Clinton's, like, looking to go on the run. Like, if it is true, she's going to have to run, mate. So maybe they just thought... I'm not saying it is true, but if that 4chan is true... Like, if you were one of these foundations doing the riots and you think, oh, Podesta's in jail, John's going to jail, or the Clinton Foundation about to go in jail for paedophile stuff.
People are saying so far... People are saying so far, too, that the Sutherland Springs gunman was in full combat gear. And then he took off, so, but the police ended up getting him. Yeah. Here's someone who said, please pray for Sutherland Springs. A gunman in full gear walked into the Baptist church there, and casualties. He took off, crashed his vehicle not far from my daughter's house, and was on foot. I believe the police got him. For all those calling about my daughter and family, they're okay. Pray for these families. This is absolutely heartbreaking.
I mean, I've got to deal with... I mean, I didn't go watch the fireworks because I'm worried about my hammer truck. I just won't go to any event anymore.
It's crazy. They're saying this town is a town of like less than 1,000 people.
That's tiny.
Yeah. So imagine a mass shooting of 27 in a tiny town like that. Makes you wonder. I wonder who the shooter was. Like, if it was someone from the town who just went nuts, or someone who came into the town on some planned, thing, or if it's maybe one of these pop-up CIA towns like Sandy Hook or something.
You'd expect a shootout with the police.
You'd think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm trying to find anything. I can't find really any news on it, like any actual news, like information.
I don't know. Everything says it was updated like an hour ago. So, probably wait until there's police issue a statement to know anything else.
The thing that scares me now is when's the copycat coming?
Well, like I said when this thing first happened, I said, Oh, Dylan Roof 2.0. Here, this article says, and it says it was updated 10 minutes ago, Wilson County, Texas Commissioner reports 24 dead in the church shooting. MSNBC reporter revealed as many as 30 people were injured. And that would mean almost everyone in the church was shot. The shooter, who is not named, is dead. A man in full gear barged into the church and began shooting.
Yeah. Makes me think Ford. I know. I'm think I'm a sicko.
They are using helicopters to transport the victims and stuff.
You're gonna think I'm such a sicko.
What?
Well, look, 4th of November hasn't happened. You've now had this shooting. This is going to dominate the news. What if Trump really does have the Clinton Foundation under arrest?
And they just threw this up to keep that out of the headlines?
We got these Saudi prince. They're definitely arrested.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's have a look. See if anyone's put anything else out. Because Podesta was going crazy on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Showing up in gear. I mean, that says something right there. You got a budget, at least. That shit is not cheap. So,
if you type in Podesta arrested into Twitter, to say it's a talking point would be a bit of an understatement. I know it's just a conspiracy at the moment. And then Tony Podesta steps down from lobbying firm. That was only 6 days ago.
Mike Cernovich has said, site of today's shooting, First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs has a YouTube channel, record services, shooting likely recorded. And they record every week. So, that'll be interesting if that comes out. Podesta arrested comes up in the autocomplete. That's great.
How many times did you see shootings to cover up news, though?
Oh, man. All the time, it would feel like.
Or am I just being too sick?
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about Podesta arrested. There's someone saying that, and what is this stuff? Tony Podesta's in custody, bargained for the media blackout until John Podesta surrenders. John Podesta flew from Long Beach this morning, forced to return.
Yeah, well, his brother stepped down from that firm, his company, just last week.
Here's something else. Saudis tied to sex trafficking. This all relates to Vegas. Prince's owned property above shooter. Access to helipad.
Well, remember the thing with Vegas. Did you see on Alex Jones? The guy came on and he was looking at the flight patterns.
Yeah.
He saw those helicopters hovering about.
Yeah.
And he was saying it was linked to Saudi Arabia, the Vegas.
Yeah. He says arrests related to child trafficking in SA. Princes are connected to Democrats. Clinton and Obama arrested for Prince wrote a recommendation of letter for Obama. All Saudi donations are purchases of human children. Please pay attention, Anon. You are our final hope. This all relates to Vegas. Prince owns property above access to helipad. Guns came in from the roof. All connected global elite pedophile rings. So that's an interesting bit. Now they're saying the guns came in from the roof, from the helipads. And that would make sense. You'd avoid a lot of security that way.
I thought they were saying that they were shooting from the helicopter.
Maybe. They're saying Uma might be arrested tomorrow.
Well, the rumor is, I don't know if this is true, but the rumor is there's talk floating around that the insurance folder has been opened and it's a Hillary Clinton sex tape with an underage girl.
What?
You not heard that one?
No.
Type that in, type in Hillary Clinton sex tape underage girl.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know.
I told you I have a friend who knows someone that Hillary raped. So, I mean, I know that she's definitely, and this person also claimed to have knowledge that she drugged and raped Christina Aguilera as well. So Aguilera, hashtag me too. Come on, girl. Let it be known.
Well, there's that funny photo of God, that was it, Aguilera and Clinton, and she's just gawping at her tits as you would.
Yeah, that was probably right before she roofied her.
Yeah.
The Rosetta Stone of information connecting senior politicians. Oh, it's
just type in
like it's not even sex with an underage girl. It's sex with her, Uma, and an underage girl.
Yeah. Did I not mention that?
No. That makes it even less surprising, but all the more better.
The thing is you're talking to someone that hands around with Epstein.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what was in the news was, do you remember, I don't know if I should talk about this. There was this guy in the Philippines, I can't remember his name, it was like Scuzzy or something, and he was making videos of kids, and he would rape them and kill them. And the most famous one was called Daisy's Destruction, where they do like a pillow fight. Have you heard about it?
Are you talking about, Alex Jones was talking about this week, right?
Yeah, I watched documentaries on it. Yeah, he was making them in the Philippines.
Yeah. And
that guy was apparently, he got arrested. So as long as you know who he is, I don't need to go into detail. That shit was going on. I know quite a bit about that. Where they were selling these snuff films. And apparently he's been back in the news that he's been still controlling paedophile networks and snuff films within the Philippines. You got to remember that Stephen Paddock had a lot of connection with the Philippines.
Yeah.
And it's a bit weird that this story just comes out.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That Paddock's connection to there and the guy doing the videos there, and that's crazy.
Well, yeah, and then he's been pulled up on, his brother got pulled up on having child porn.
Yeah.
They didn't say what kind of child porn, so maybe he's got videos like Daisy's Destruction and shit like that from the Philippines. And he's
got enough money to. Got enough money to.
Well, yeah, because you would have thought you'd keep that on VHS probably, tape, just to be safe.
Yeah.
So to distribute it? I don't know.
I think you still would be using VHS. Keep it lo-fi.
Yeah, and just keep it like niche still.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll just get copied and then it'll be worthless.
And it would be too mass distributed, yeah. And VHSs, they have the tabs. You can break off the tabs so you can't copy them without it getting all fucked up. I mean, there's bootleg ways around it, but it still would keep it very niche. Yeah, I think they keep it all offline. There's too much you could do with it digitally. All you got to do is fucking break into these politicians' houses and find out who's got a VHS player in a secret room. It's so sick.
The number's just going up and up each time I hit Texas.
It's crazy, this whole Hillary Clinton sex tape thing, but I don't doubt it. I mean, with her being who she is and the one that's like...
The headlines are going to be, since Trump's been in, mass shootings got just out off the charts.
Yeah.
That's going to be the headline. It's going to be, oh, since Trump's gun problem and all this.
You also had Rand Paul assaulted at his home. Did you see that?
Kind of. Didn't realize he was assaulted. I knew someone would have been arrested. I don't care.
People are now outing the Kevin Spacey Foundation as a grooming agency.
I said that. I sent you a link. Did I not?
You might have.
Before it came out, I said, look at that ice cream party they were in. And then Corey named them like 2 days later. I think I copied you in on it. It's a bit cryptic. It's being cryptic.
Yeah.
I think it's on my Facebook page somewhere. Yeah, JamieStarr. It's on there. It said, check your messages. I told you before anyone. The Soda Pop Club.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit late on that. Yeah, the source I got that from is the same person that's saying stuff about Podesta and the Clintons.
There is an article, I think this one is fake news though, about Jay-Z shapeshifting into a reptile in front of everyone on an airline. But you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Why is he in a private jet?
Right? That's a better question. Let me see if there's any real talk about it on Twitter.
Yeah, there would be a video, you would have thought.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
People making jokes about it. So Jay-Z had a wardrobe malfunction over the weekend. By wardrobe malfunction, I mean he transformed into a reptile? What the fuck? Mad funny. Man, news sucks.
It looks like we got a picture of a suspect.
Oh, do we?
I don't know how real this is. I don't know if it matches though. No, it's not. It's bullshit. Like I didn't go with that. I could tell. Yeah, I went to say why and yet it's bullshit. And yes, it's nighttime in Texas right now.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. It has to be bullshit.
They're earlier than it is here. It's only 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Here. How crazy though, all these shootings.
There's some big event every weekend.
Yeah. Today's victims undoubtedly including some of the old...
Yeah, it looks like everyone in the church is dead.
Yeah. Judging from their old videos, if you killed 27 people, that's everyone. Tommy Lauren did an interview with Master P. That's hysterical.
I don't know who that is. Master who?
Master P. Make him say, na 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 na. He was a rapper.
Nah. Don't know the guy. Never heard of the guy.
Someone said, here's a poster someone posted. When you date a white, it's not all right. Propagation of whiteness is propagation of hatred, oppression, homophobia, sexism, transphobia, racism, ableism. This will not be tolerated. You have been warned. Emerald City Antifa. So, white people need to not date. Because that's racist. You might make a white baby. World is falling apart. And some of the shit is just... I'll tell you, some of like the gender ideology stuff is so over the top that I just don't get it. I don't understand how it flies. Or if it's just there's so much money pushing it at everyone that's how.
I get it. It's because there's no bloke in the house. Stefan Molyneux's nailed it.
What do you mean? There's no dude in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is.
I want to get off this planet now.
Yeah.
So are you convinced it's run by Satan? That's the only...
Yeah,
That's how bad it's got. It's the only explanation I can come up with.
I think that's what the Bible says. It's what Bob Dylan says. I think so.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, Bob Dylan said that. When they asked how Bob Dylan has been able to stay famous this long, he said, "I made my deal with the boss of this world and the one below it." He didn't talk about making a deal with the God of the heavens. He said the God of this world and the one below it.
Yeah. What about Jesus? Do you think he died and came back?
I don't know if I believe that was a literal resurrection. I think there was...
It's a bit hard to believe.
Yeah. I think it's the idea that ideas can't be killed.
Have you ever looked at the Bible from a gematria point of view, when you get the gematria decipher, and you start looking at how all the numbers add up and how they start equaling pi, and then you get all the sequences and those numbers start mirroring each other, and then you divide them and you get straight back to pi again every single time. Have you ever seen that stuff?
Yeah. I've seen some of it. Here's an article saying that 7 of the Las Vegas shooting witnesses are now dead within a month of the attack. I didn't know it was up to 7.
Yeah, it's been quite a lot. Yeah, there's nothing... I don't get... I mean, you just have to give up with that now. I mean, you're never going to get to the bottom of it now.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Unless if all of this is actually the bottom of it, and they're just not... The media is just not letting us know because they know it makes them look extremely incompetent.
I'm pretty convinced now, I'd go out on the limb, that the shooting didn't take place in the hotel at all. No shots were fired out of the hotel. I think they were coming from helicopters.
I think they were probably coming from all over the place. I mean, because there's also... Didn't you have people say there were also shootings in other hotels and stuff? Besides the one?
Yeah, that would be covered by the helicopter, wouldn't it? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But then again, that wouldn't make sense, because if you look at the taxi video, surely if you can hear that gunfire being that loud, you'd be able to hear the helicopter too.
You'd think. Helicopters are pretty loud. Some of them, but who knows? I mean, I'm sure there's technology we're unaware of.
Yeah, they wouldn't be flying it around over the top of a concert, shooting at people.
But then again, a concert like that, you might just think that's a camera crew or something.
Can we just go to Bulgaria? Fix up a house for $2,000.
I think I'm enjoying Trump too much to leave. I want to wait out Trump and see what comes next.
They're going to ramp... Honestly, I promise you, the news tomorrow will be all about Trump and how gun mass shootings have gone up.
And the NRA and all of that.
Do you think it's ISIS inspired or just a madman or?
I don't know yet. I think it'll be interesting to see if it was a local or if it was someone who came to town to fuck shit up. But anyway, I suppose we should probably wrap up the episode. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah, I doubt anyone's still listening.
Cut it down. I'm gonna cut out some of the dead air and stuff. It'll be easy. So
make it like a 20-minute show.
Right. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, catch you later, man.
All right. Peace.
Bye.